I think you will probably guess from the big pictures behind us there, Red Nose Day. It's today. Sir Lenny Henry will be presenting his final comic relief tonight, 40 years since he first started. Same time as the length of the M25. We said the M25 started 40 years ago as well.
That surprised you, didn't it?
I did think it was longer.
More...
But it was the final bit, wasn't it?
Took ages, yeah. Now, Lenny Henry co-founded the charity. He fronted the first programme in 1988, and that was built on the success of Band-Aid. And since then, Comic Relief has gone on to raise millions of pounds for good causes. What will all that look like tonight? Our culture reporter, Noor Nanji, has more.
What are you doing? You need to... So unprofessional, man. I can't believe it.
The big Comic Relief Night of TV is back. Time to once again do something funny for money.
Richard Madeley, tell us, what do you think you could bring to Red Nose Day?
Oh, well, that's easy. I mean, obviously, you've got to be funny.
And there will be a lot to laugh about, including when the cast of the TV series W1A reunite to find Sir Lenny Henry's replacement.
Yeah, hi, yeah.
Will?
Yes, so, like, Ramesh Ranganathan's here.
Right, great. Ramesh?
Yeah, I know, yeah, but, I couldn't stop him.
Well, you know, I might as well get out of here. I mean, what's the point? I mean, Ramesh gets everything, doesn't he? Everything. Jeez.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a night of comic relief.
There will also be a special show dedicated to Sir Lenny's 39 years of comic relief, including a vote that will see the public choosing their favourite Lenny sketch.
What you got here, fam?
It's a chicken.
Well, like, bruv, it's dead.
To see a new generation of people taking it forwards, and, remember, we've got Maya Jama, we've got David Tennant, Ramesh Ranganathan, there's such a huge amount of people coming up that it'll be fantastic to leave knowing that there's, I'm getting emotional now, a new group of people taking over and treating it the way we did.
The Traitors, the movie.
Other highlights from the fundraising bonanza include an all-star lineup in The Traitors, the movie.
Prepare to die, but in like a super nice way.
It was the first time I felt real terror.
This year's challenge took place in the Arctic Circle in Norway. It was Comic Relief's coldest ever challenge, where stars Laura Whitmore, Vicky Pattison, Alex Scott and Sarah Davies all pushed themselves to the limit.
One of the mornings we actually woke up in a hut, and that was in a sheltered area, and I looked at the thermostat and it said -13, and that was inside. And it's a different type of cold.
And this is why it all matters. The money raised on Red Nose Day goes towards funding projects like this food redistribution charity in northwest London. So how important are comic relief funds to a project like this?
You know, this year we'll rescue about 15,000 tons of food. So that funding supports all of the infrastructure and distribution apparatus that gets that out into the community, which is incredibly important.
Comic Relief also supported the Felix project with the cost of providing this massive walk-in freezer. Having the increased storage capacity allowed them to give out more than 30 million meals last year.
You give me something I need.
Behind all the fun and games, a serious goal: raising funds to help people in the UK and around the world. Noor Nanji, BBC News.
Come on, baby, do what you do.
It was marvellous.
It does seem like I'm ashamed to stop that, doesn't it? Because that is blissful.
He'll still be involved, he just won't be fronting it. Well, Comic Relief is on tonight at 7 p.m. on BBC One and the iPlayer. After 7 o'clock this morning, we're going to be joined by David Tennant, who's co-presenting this year's programme.
It's all got very colourful all of a sudden in the studio here. More colourful than normal. David Tennant's arrived with his brightly coloured sweater.
I'm slightly melding with the set.
Yeah.
Haven't you done well?
Thank you very much.
You've got the orange and the red.
Yeah.
You've got it all going on.
Yeah.
Did you think it through?
It looks like I did, didn't it? So I'll say I did.
You did. And the reason you're here is because tonight you're on stage doing Comic Relief right here.
That's right. Red Nose Day is up.
Can we get the Sir Lenny Henry thing out of the way now? This is his last one.
I know. This is quite a significant moment. 39 years Comic Relief's been going, and he was there at the start. And so this will be a big farewell. Yeah, but slightly emotional probably.
And do you think that I always think, and you can tell us, around Lenny Henry there's an air of sort of wonderful, chaotic organised brilliance.
Here's an example.
There
of
we go.
it.
This was with Tom Jones, wasn't it?
Oh, yes.
Look at that.
Very good.
What's he like to work with?
Delightful, actually. He's just a very open, lovely, kind man. And I think that there's definitely something about that very natural quality that he has.
Great sketch.
There he is. That has clearly been a conduit for everything that Comic Relief has done. He's the avatar for the kindness of the nation, isn't he?
How many of you are going to be presenting tonight?
There's 8 presenters tonight. All of us, all at once.
You can't all be all on stage.
All on stage, all at the same time. It's chaos.
You've done rehearsals, obviously.
We did, yeah. Yeah, we certainly were all of
sometimes it's more fun if you have.
Actually, one of us was missing even yesterday, so we still don't quite know how it's going to work. For us, it's really rather fun. I think for the floor managers, I think it's a stressful nightmare.
I can imagine. So hold on, what's the plan? So all 8 of you going through the whole evening?
Yeah. I mean, then we sort of split up and do little bits as the evening goes on. But yeah, and we're all basically there, phalanxing beside Len, because it's his big final finale.
There is, I mean, obviously the bigger picture is the brilliant work that Comic Relief does, but I mean, we are all a bit curious. 8 big egos, 8 big sorry, I used the word ego, personalities.
Yes, to be
on
honest,
the stage.
it's pretty ego-free, I have to be honest with you.
So what about the personalities? Because that's a big old, that's a lot going on, isn't it?
Yeah, nice people. I think Comic Relief chooses nice people. Nice people are attracted to the cause. So everyone just really feels very honoured to be asked, I think. It feels like it's a national institution, isn't it? And it's something that brings out the best in the nation. So if you can help facilitate that, you're just very
I'd like to be
glad
in that. I'd like
here.
the little camera in the sort of makeup room just before it goes, as it's all it's gearing up and you're all... Performers, you can tell us, have their own ways of getting ready for a live show, don't they? I mean,
yes.
You know from theatre.
Yeah.
What do you do? Do you go quiet? Do you go louder? What's your thing?
Sort of depends on the situation, really. The last play I did, we were all there was 8 of us, a different 8 people, but all rammed into one dressing room together. So that was quite lively, and you kind of didn't get a chance to kind of go in yourself and get worried. So I think that's what I'm going to pursue from now on.
What is the difference for you presenting tonight and being live in theatre?
Well, I suppose with a play, you rehearse for weeks and you know the sort of things it's a very focused, very specific thing. With something like tonight, there is an element of anarchy to it. You know, there's an element of it's happening live on the telly, and we've sort of rehearsed. We kind of know where we're supposed to stand, but it will have a certain freewheeling quality, which I think is what you tune in for, isn't it?
Having seen Lenny Henry with Tom Jones with a big
sporran
nose on his
in the sporran area.
Thank you very much. Anything you've been asked to do that you either have said no to or you are worried about doing?
Do you know what? I'm always worried they're going to ask me to do one of those things that people where they trek across the Arctic, or like Molly King who's cycling around the entire world.
I think it was. So we had Sarah, we had Vicky, Laura, and Alex, didn't we? They did that trek.
You'll see a film about that tonight. I mean, it's extraordinary. There they are. I'm just terrified I'm going to ask to do something like that.
Well, would you say no?
I don't think I'd be very good at it.
Doesn't matter. Could you say no? This is the thing. If you're asked,
Comic Relief ask
you can't say no. So what would be the worst thing that they could ask you to do? Because I'm just making sure we can set this up for next year.
So that they know exactly.
Is it ice swimming, one of those ones, ice swimming?
Oh, I do not like a cold swimming pool.
So it would be cold. That would be
cold. Would be bad.
Cold. Are you a runner?
Cold and undressed. I think those two things.
Do you know what the cogs are wearing there already? If you say it on breakfast, it's gonna happen. That's it.
When you're presenting, do you have the director like we do?
Yes.
You have all that stuff.
Yes.
Is that okay? Because that wouldn't be something you're used to normally.
Well, there's different ways. No, these are the terms I'm learning. There's switch back and switch something and
just switch. So switch and open. So if you're open, you hear everything. So you hear the directors. I'm hearing the producers. Everything.
Are you open?
Yeah, because if you're a bit of a control, like a lot of control.
You hear the arguments, you hear the shouting, you hear the whole lot.
So they're all shouting at you right now. Going, stop telling them how it works.
Well, they'll do that anyway, but they're also shouting at each other.
Right.
So, and when you're switched, you only hear the
That's
director,
why I have-
and
I have-
so
yes.
they press the switch just to talk to
So
you.
it's only if I'm doing something really
peaceful.
bad, or if I need a very immediate prompt. Camera 5, you idiot! That's all I hear. Yeah.
Sometimes it's just best not to know. The brilliant thing about Comic Relief is the money it raises.
I know.
So I was reading those figures. Is it 1.5 billion over the period? It's
Over
something-
39 years, yeah.
It's
£1.5 billion
incredible.
and counting.
We often say the same thing here in the morning. You go, how will people now, given the struggles in every household, just making ends meet, is there going to come a time when people just sort of hold back a bit? And then you see the numbers again.
Well, it's one of the things that we say on the show tonight. Well, we absolutely understand not everyone's able right now to be giving money away, and that's also fine. This is just, we're all aware that the country we're all in a cost of living crisis. It's tough right now. It's just if you can, and we show the examples of what the money can do, and it is absolutely life-changing.
Have you prepared yourself for all the films that come out? Because when you see them, they're emotional. Have you been sat in front of them so that you can hold it together?
I haven't seen. There's one of them that I do a voice track for. That I've seen that one, which is an incredible film about bringing fresh water to Somalia. In a country where you have to choose between. Or an area in Somalia where you have to choose between fresh water or going to school. That's not a choice, And Comic Relief is able to bring the fresh water. You don't have to pay for it anymore. Here you go. So your kids can go to school. I mean, it's such a fundamental human right. So it's all about stuff like that, all over the world, and a lot at home in Britain too.
They'll get you every time, those stories. They'll get you every time. What's the costume for tonight? Do you know what you're wearing?
I'll be wearing a lovely... I'll be trying to be as smart as you, Charlie.
Dapper.
Is that...
Yeah,
I think that works. I think that would be a nice kind of casual, comfortable approach. Why not?
Yeah, understated, isn't it?
I think it's lovely. I think it's absolutely lovely. Do you want to practice a little bit, just in terms of live reading auto cue and all
bigging
that?
it up, yes.
You are on camera 4.
Do I just read this now?
Uh-huh.
You don't have to quite lean in quite so much. Do it more.
Well, no, you can. I thought it was nice when you leaned in.
I've quite a front-footed approach.
It was
to this.
intimate. It was you were connecting with the audience. It was good. Yeah.
See, you guys are very chill. You know how to. You're very relaxed. You're very at home.
In fact,
here.
I shouldn't have said anything. Do it your own style. I shut up.
Comic Relief is on tonight at 7 p.m. on BBC One and BBC iPlayer.
David Tennant, thank you very much.
What was that?
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
What was that? I just said
was
thank
that
you very
Scottish
much.
accents, Creek?
No, I think I rolled my R accidentally.
We do that.
You're actually now just making me sweat through embarrassment. So can we stop, please? Thank you very much.
Do you like horse racing? Do you ever go to horse racing at all?
No.
All right, that didn't work.
My niece is very good at the old horses.
Riding them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
She might be interested in this then. Mike's at Cheltenham.
She will definitely be interested in this. This is for you, Hannah.
Oh, there you go.